Hey guys, Sonic Smash Bros. Here with yet another Street Fighter 4 tutorial video. This time we're going to be discussing a simple mechanic with the game, not so much an individual character. Meaty attacks and Shoryuken style attacks, Meterless Invincible reversals, such as Guile's Flash Kick, Balrog's Buffalo Head, Cammy's Cannon Spike, of course the Shoryuken attack from Ryu and Ken, moves like that. It also gives me a chance to rant on one of my biggest issues with Street Fighter 5 at the moment. But first, what I mean by a meaty attack. If you score a knockdown, like so, I think that's an example of that. Let me try and do that again to get the timing down. There you go, that's a meaty. It means hitting them on their very first frame of wake up. On the first possible opportunity you can. Now the reason this is so good, if we set this to record, just so I can show what I mean. And then set it to playback. Even if you stick out your fastest normal, you can't actually win. The only way to do it is with a Shoryuken style attack like so. Worth noting that for Ryu, the light punch and heavy punch versions trade. Medium wins. Just to go ahead and demonstrate that. If I can get the timing down, because it is a little bit weird. Oh, there goes my hinge. It's a little weird, but again, I can get the timing down, no problem. Oh, there we go. I still need to get this repaired. I should have gotten this repaired before doing this. Although I'm broke right now, so I'll just have to deal with it. There you go, you see? The light punch version trades. As does the heavy punch version. But the medium version wins. So, the problem with Street Fighter 5 is those invincible reversals you used to do? Well, at least in Season 2, they're completely fucking gone. They're gone. Meaning that you can get meatied, and there's nothing you can do about it. Not without doing this, anyway. Yeah, you have to burn EX now to have a fucking invincible reversal. Like so. You can do it with 2 punches, but I prefer doing it with the 3-punch, 3-kick button, just because it's easier. But yeah, the point is, you no longer have meterless invincible reversals. Invincible reversals now take up meter. At least in Street Fighter 5 Season 2. Now here's the fucking weird part that makes no sense. In Season 1, among the entire cast of 22, only 4 characters had it. Ryu, Ken, Cammy, and Nikali. But here's the fucking sad part. Guile was in Season 1, albeit via DLC, and yet his Flash Kick wasn't invincible? Meanwhile, in every other version of the game, it was. Do you want proof of this? Here. I'll go ahead and do it myself. First, let me put on my 6 shades, if I can get the input down. Training options, record, and let's do a meaty attack. Set it to playback, and charge back. If timed right, the light flash kick wins. Medium and heavy will trade. Like so. Technically, you can use this to go into a Sonic Hurricane. At least I think you can. I'm gonna do it with the light controls just so we get an idea. Now, so although the flash kick would trade, it puts you at an advantage. Indeed, you can go into it with that. You also gotta have the timing to do it. And good knowledge of your button inputs, but that's not the point. The point is, Guile used to have an invincible reversal. So why does he not have it now in SF5? He didn't even have it in Season 1. The problem is with that, now, meaty attacks will always win, and that's a problem because of the crush counter system. Which means, if they hit you with a crush counter, notably Bison, they're taking off like 50% or higher life. And there's nothing you can do about that. And here's the problem. Because they like to use it on knockdown, people will abuse crush counters on knockdown, notably Bison players. And the problem with that is, well, we have no way to avoid that without burning meter. So if we don't have meter, which we're likely not going to at one point in the round, because we're burning it so many times to do the EXDP anyway, you're kind of screwed. In fact, another one who used to have it, Balrog. I'm not going to do it here, but his heavy buffalo headbutt in this would win. His other versions were traded. So in other words, he did have an invincible reversal. Why in the fuck did he not have it in Street Fighter V Season 1? Factoring in how many characters should have had it but didn't, the fact that some characters could have it now, like Juri, when she couldn't in SF4, and the fact that Vega's Scarlet Terror should have been an invincible reversal when for some reason it's not. Or maybe he might have one that is invincible, I'm not entirely certain. But the point is, at least 10 other characters could have had an invincible reversal. So what does Capcom do instead of giving them new options? They fucking remove it from the ones that already have them, making the game even more textbook, and that doesn't appeal to casuals at all. It teaches them defensive options and disrespectful options on wake up that they can do every once in a while. In fact, you want proof that this hurts? If you'll excuse me while I move all this over, yeah, I used some cards to hold this up that are in top loaders. Oh, get that full art holo out of there. If you look at the Season 1 tiers for Street Fighter V, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but Chun-Li, Ryu, Nash, Nakali, Ken, Karin, Cammy, Guile, Rainbow Mika, Vega, Dhalsim, Urien, Rashid, Balrog, Alex, and Bison, Laura, Birdie, Ibuki, Julie, Fang, Zangief. Or Zangief, or however you pronounce it. That's going from top to bottom. Now, let's look at Season 2 by comparison. Guile, Urien, Balrog, Laura, Cammy, Karin, Nakali, Rashid, Akuma, Ibuki, and Bison, Zangief, Dhalsim, Colleen, Rainbow Mika, Ken, Chun-Li, Birdie, Vega, Nash, Alex, Julie, Ryu, and Fang. Or Fang, or however you pronounce that. But the point is, Ryu is second worst in the game, and his matchup table clearly shows that. And you want even more proof? 801 Strider himself thinks Ryu is the worst character in the game. That's saying something. The removal of meterless invincible reversals, I feel, was just to kill Ryu. Ken still has at least something. As in, he's got good corner carry and a throw loop in the corner, but that's all he has. That's why he's still bad in Season 2. And 2.5 isn't going to help him at all. The Shotos fucking suck in Season 2 of Street Fighter V, and that's a problem because nerfing the Shotos this badly is inexcusable. Especially considering most newcomers are going to want to start with Ryu or Ken. So, nerfing them this badly and making them such weak characters doesn't allow them to learn the basic fundamentals and learn how Street Fighter V would work or any other Street Fighter. You want proof of this? Look at fucking Arcade Edition 2011, where Yun, Fei Long, and Yang were the top 3. Meanwhile, AE 2011 was one of the worst Ryus we've ever had. It was the worst until Street Fighter V Season 2 came along, where this is now the worst Ryu. At least Ryu had at least a couple of good matchups in AE 2011 for Street Fighter 4. For Street Fighter V Season 2, he's got jack shit outside of Fang. And the Guile matchup fucking sucks for him. And the biggest reason I find is the removal of meterless invincible reversals and, more importantly, the fucking throw loops. They said they'd remove all of them, but they only removed Ryu's. A lot of the other ones remain intact. What the fuck? Seriously, Capcom, what were you thinking? But that's not the point. This tutorial was more supposed to be about meterless invincible reversals and meaty attacks, but it also kind of devolved into me ranting against Street Fighter V. I don't know if Capcom's going to be watching this, but the point is, I hope to God in Season 3 they realize this is a mistake, because in 2.5 they didn't freaking learn that removing Meterless Invincible reversals like this was a grave mistake. And yes, reversals will even beat throws. All Meterless Invincible reversals will beat throws. Even Guile's Heavy Flash Kick, which would trade with a Meaty attack, beats a throw. So, what the shit? But yeah, that's all I can really say on the matter, and I also demonstrated what Meterless Invincible reversals are like, and why they're so damn good, and more importantly, above all else, why they should be brought back. Until next time, I'm Sonic Splash Bro, and for those who want to see what my Ryu color is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there you go.